my neighbors. Okay, what's going on, Box? What's going
What's
on?
going on, Julian?
What's going on, George? Man, how y'all doing, man? Boxing world, what's going on, man? This is off the roast boxing MMA podcast and YouTube. We're back for another round. Yesterday I know we put out a little schedule, but we had to skip it a little day. Graduations have been this week, so it has been a little busy, George. I know that. But like I said,
Yeah, and
hey man, so what's on the table today, brother?
hey, welcome everybody. Thank you, Julian. YouTube, boxing, long live boxing. See, first one here to check in. What's going on, brother? Sean, what's going on, man?
Box, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, no shit, dude. Hey, you know what? I apologize, guys. Yesterday, I thought I was gonna get out in time. Didn't work out that way, but hey, here we are. Saturday morning. It seems like this is something that we might be doing from now on. My Saturdays. But the schedule that
on for you.
yeah, and the schedule I put out is for because my days, the way I work, I'm not always consistently off every week on certain days. So I put out days I know that I'm off and that we could come on. But it being at the end of the school year, I don't know how it is out there out in like other states, but for us, this here in Arizona, Tucson especially,
it's always May.
Yeah, it's always May, and it's usually like the third week of May where we have the last days of school and graduation. I got 2 graduating, so and three. Sorry about that, but yeah, man. Today's agenda. We got a little bit of a recap of Charlo. We're gonna talk a little bit about where we see him on the pound for pound list. A little update on the pound for pound list from ESPN, Ring Magazine, and The Zone. Also, some fight news, some Ryan Garcia Cruz fight, Devin Haney update, and then a little bit about what's going on between Crawford and Spence, and tonight and then this weekend's fights, Buatsi versus Richards, and Benavidez and Lemieux. So that's what's on today. But again, welcome, Julian. It's a good morning to see your beautiful face with the sun shining.
Yeah, I'm here.
So everybody, welcome. First thing, man, Julian, this was a crazy fight, man. I mean, back and forth fireworks. This fight, it delivered exactly what everybody was asking for. They wanted to see what Charlo could do. What did you see in this, man? What did you like about this fight?
Grit, heart, and a champion. I guess. By all that, Charlo answered all the questions that we had from the first fight. A lot of people thought he lost that fight. A lot of people had it a draw. It's a pretty crazy event, that happened this weekend. And of course, we got another undisputed champ out of it. Charlo, like I said, really impressed me. American champion. Like I said, that's what we needed. We needed an American undisputed, and he's back now. Big ups to Castano, though. All out war. That's all I can tell you. This was a hand-in-hand war right here, so I could just pretty much, like the overall fight, I loved it. I just love the action that was input into the whole fight. Charlo actually listened to his corner this time, and got it done, what he needed to do. The TKO in the 10th just put the icing on the cake. As for, did you want me to answer the pound for pound thing now?
We could right now. Let's just kind of recap this fight and then we'll get into it. If you want to briefly talk about it, that's totally fine. But we'll definitely get into that right now in a few minutes after we both give our breakdown.
No, go ahead. So we can just go ahead and break down the fight. We'll get the pound for pound on this right now. But,
yeah.
But like I said, it's just it really did switch up my pound for pound list, a bit. But like I said, go ahead. What did you think about it, George? Did Charlo impress you? Did he impress you this fight? What did he do this fight to that impressed you the most?
Shit, dude. This is pretty much, from fight number 1, it was still impressive, even though 90% of the boxing world knew, or I felt that Castano won the first fight. And it did deliver, even though the wrong person, nobody really won that fight. It was a draw.
Yeah, I had it a draw.
So into this one here, man, everything hit on all cylinders. Castano came in with a little bit of a different game plan. Charlo came out with a different game plan. He was firing off the jab more. He boxed actually really well on the back foot, setting up a lot of Castano fights. And I think that where it changed was when they exchanged left hooks. Charlo caught him with that left hook. But for me, I'm thinking like, you know what? If Charlo lands a shot early, he could hurt him. And once he hurts him, it's going to be a back and forth, up and down, exactly the way it was. You know, Castano winning maybe like, excuse me, maybe winning like 5, 6, 7, 7 being a swing round, but he definitely, actually, you know what? 7 was not a swing round. That's actually when it changed. So it was 4, 5, and maybe 6 that Castano actually pulled off. And you seen it. He did some good things. He landed a really good right hand. He was leading Charlo into his right, but Charlo made the adjustment, and it was a great performance. I was very impressed. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that I was a big hater, because I don't hate anybody. Like, I mean, like for me and you, what we like to see is we like to see these guys, you
Prove us
know,
wrong.
not just prove us wrong, but like, you know, test themselves, go
Yeah.
after the top guys. And, you know, yes, I guess some guys have bouts that some of us aren't impressed with, but at the end of it, like, they're holding a bout. It's to show, you know, I'm a champion no matter who these guys beat in a champion. So, you know, and then like with the same energy thing, you know, these guys over here running their mouth on Canelo, like, oh, wow, he fought, you know, Billy Joe, he fought this guy, he fought that guy, but they were champions.
They're champions.
But I'm not seeing anybody doing that shit with Castano. I mean, with Charlo. So for me, I'm not gonna sit here and try to down talk him or anything like that. But again, you know, he won a championship bout. He impressed me.
There's a lot in 154 for him. You know.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. There
really
is a lot
right now.
Yeah, there is a lot of people on 154. Again, impressed. He did what you wanted. You know, when you're watching a fight at this caliber, you want to see him get tested. You want to see him answer those questions that people ask, and he did all that. He checked all the boxes, crossed all the T's, dotted all the I's. And I'm gonna say, man, you know, I think at 154, yeah, I believe he is the best. You know, and
stay
to
there.
your point, to your point, you know, to the 154. You know, there's definitely names out there, man. There's definitely names out there. You know, we seen Fundora Tim Zhu there. They were on the broadcast talking about they want to be next, and they both called his name out.
No, I want to see them too fight each other to get him.
Yeah, you're right. And you know, actually, speaking of these guys, we have the list here of Liam Smith would be a really good fight too.
I think it'd actually be a good fight for Charlo.
It would, because that, you know, he showed what he could do against a guy that comes forward, but Liam Smith can actually box a little bit. He's like an aggressive boxer puncher. And then also Julian, there's the fucking trilogy. Tony Harrison. I know he beat Tony Harrison in the rematch, but right now it's 1-1. I mean, I wouldn't be disappointed if that fight gets made. But Fundora and Sue, it seems like that's the fight that everybody is saying, right? But I'm with you too.
That's the fight. That's the fight that should happen in order to get that shot. You know, I'm hearing, of course, Big Charlo after fighting the cherry pick that he has next month. You know, after he gets done with that, I mean, he said he's moving to 168. He said he wants his brother to run that table now. Mm-hmm. But like I said, at 160 right now, other than fighting the older cats, you know, or fighting a Mungia or, you know, somebody like that caliber, you know, they won't. I just don't see it right now. Just there's nothing at 160 really right now. 168, yes. 154, yes. 160 is kind of it's teeter-tottering right now on who the hell is going to be in it, because everybody wants Canelo.
Yeah.
You know, because, I mean, like I said, Canelo's still the face of boxing, regardless. You know, I mean, he's still gonna bring in that name. And what I was very disappointed with too, I mean, was the payout, man, from PBC to these guys.
Hey, that's funny, because they're always talking about how, you know,
how they make the most money, right?
Yeah, yep. My uncle's like that, man.
Yeah, Charlo and Charlo got $1 million. What the hell? Like, and then freaking, you're telling me Castano got 500 grand, and then Ennis Boots ended up making 400 grand that fight.
Oh shit.
You know, so I mean, you see these fights happening, they're starting to get their money, you know, but it's just, the question is now, does Charlo sell? Do the Charlos sell? You know, are they going to sell? You know, do they need a bigger name to sell?
I'll answer that question. I think as far as Jermel and his
Yeah,
performance,
I think Jamel, yes. Jamel,
and
yes.
and I think also, even though if I don't even know what the numbers were, what they were like, live, what the streaming was, but this fight has so much buzz that it is going to want people to, it is going to have a lot of us intrigued to see what he does next. And I think there will be a buzz, and there will be a pay-per-view, and the guys at 154, those names are pretty well known within the boxing community. We know who Tony Harrison is, we know who Smith is, we know who Tim Sue, we know Fundora, what we saw what Fundora did against Lubin. um,
Yep.
so those names aren't too bad. But as far as like 160, with Jamal,
What about
the older
Rashidi Alice?
Rashidi Alice.
Who's that 154?
Okay, Rashidi Alice. Are you sure Rashidi Alice? I don't honestly.
Rashid or Rashida? One of those two. One of the two
Yeah,
brothers.
yeah. I'm actually right now looking at I'm looking at the boxing scene rankings right now at 154. I don't see no Rashidi Alice. It's the names that are on that list. I mean, Lubin just
Yeah,
lost,
yeah.
of
No, no,
course.
no. I'm just looking at these ones right now, but I'm just saying. Alice isn't really talked about really a lot right now too. He's a Canelo camp.
Is he? Are you sure he's on? Because I don't see him in
He's
the top
I think
15 at
that
all.
or he's 160. One of those two damn things, but I know he's up there.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think the names that are up on the screen right now are actually, I think those
Yeah,
are
these
the
are all
fights you want to see.
154.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, those are the good fights that I want to see too, man. 160. Yeah, there's Jamal. I'm looking right now
Triple.
at the championship all across. There's Lada. I know he won't fight Lada. Triple G has the WBA IBF. Demetrius Andrade has the WBO. They still have him ranked as a champion of the WBO, but
Mm-hmm.
you know what's going on. He got hurt. He's supposed to make his debut at 168 against Zach Parker. There's another name real quick. I know who you like. You like Jack Janabek at 160.
Well,
So that's
that's
another name that's pretty good.
that's a
Uh,
coming up name right there. People need to
yeah,
start learning that one.
Ryota Murata. He lost to Triple G, but he would be a really tough fight because he comes forward, and that's the only way he knows how. And hey, Chris Banks Jr. I know he's a little bit older, but I think he would be somebody that I think everybody's even we're asking for him to fight somebody. I know he called out Triple G. I even think he called out. He's been calling out Cal Brook, but Cal Brook's retired, so let that go. And Chris Banks Jr. He's a little bit older, so he's got to have that fight, that breakout fight. Deverenchenko, he already fought Deverenchenko. So yeah, there's really not too many names other than these guys that are coming up. I'm looking at the rankings, WBC, and Selecki's actually ranked number 5. So yeah, he's somebody's leftover, but he's still ranked in the top 10, even though we know he's not going to really do anything.
I don't know
But
how.
again, that's not the fight that everybody's asking for. The name that was thrown out there was Munguia, and that's another person we're pretty disappointed in.
Yep,
I don't.
right now we are. I don't know what the hell fight he's taking. I mean,
Yeah, especially when they were saying that there was that chance of Charlo and Munguia being talked about. So I don't see what the hell happened. What stalled it? Was it the promotion, or they're just we're asking for too much money?
like I'm
With
saying, bro. Yeah, taxing too much money and bad management.
a
That's
little
all
bit
I'm
of both.
saying. Like it's both things, and it has a lot to do with the greed of the fighter too. Just a fact.
Yeah. And moving on, let's move on to the next subject. You just brought it up right now, Julian, the pound for pound list. I'm gonna put up the 3 main ones that everybody kind of goes off of, right? Ring Magazine, ESPN, and now the Zone has been, a big major component. They've been putting in their 2 cents, and I award that. I do like their 2 cents because they got some good fighters over there. But here's the overall top 10 in the Ring Magazine. It looks like to me that Ring Magazine is pretty much only has Charlo actually ranked in here number 10. Julian, where do you see him at? Who do you add? Who do you take down?
Uh,
Who moves up and down for
well,
you?
like I said, I mean, like I said, if you don't have Usyk and Canelo number 1 and 2, then you're crazy as hell. Because like I said, I mean, Canelo's still undisputed at 168. Like I said, I still had three. I still had three with the New Year. I still have I have Crawford and then Spence, like I had said before. Um, and then I have now at 6. I have Charlo.
You have Charlo at 6.
Yeah, I have Charlo at 6 now. Okay,
Oh,
that's
and
yeah. So
Bival's name was in, and they added
yeah,
Bival's name in there too. I'm sorry.
yeah. And I still had Bivol's name in there at 8, and he was still my 8. But I still right now I have Charlo at 6. You know, in my rankings right now, I took out Chocolito. Of course, remember I had Chocolito in the top 10. Chocolito got bumped out of there. Loma moved down. Well, stayed at 7. Bivol stayed at 8.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so but like I said, I mean Charlo pretty much bumped Chocolito out of the hole. So everybody pretty much bumped down one six from 6 down.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so I mean that from what I had last week. So it's just, but like I said, until Crawford Spence gets made, they're both gonna stay in that same area.
Yeah. And you know what? And this is tough because now you're starting to get the fights that everybody wants to see, right? They wanted to
Yeah,
see Charlo fight somebody good. They finally saw Bivol
yeah.
and Canelo happen, which is
Can
a
I say
fight
something
that,
real quick?
yeah, go ahead.
What happens when Donaire and Onuye go at it?
And see, that's gonna happen next weekend.
Yeah, it's just what happens, bro. When the hell when that freaking fight happens, like what the hell is gonna happen, bro? Like I just think everybody's gonna scrap the top 10, bro, for like a month or two.
They're gonna make it a top 11 or a top 12.
Yeah,
You know?
put this guy's 1-1, this guy's 2-2, this guy's 3-3, bro. It's gonna be crazy, bro.
Yeah,
Like
it's gonna be absolutely crazy. But
then Estrada fights too next month, so it's like what the flying shit.
hey,
Like
bro, I'm not even complaining because
me
this is what
neither.
we wanted, right? But yes, if I'm the guy that's making the list, again, you know what? This when we give our list, it's not set in stone. It's not we don't care about anybody else's list. It's an opinion. Like so when people get upset and they're talking shit about like, I think like Andre Berto put a top 10 one time. There's been other fighters that put like a top 10 and people fucking shit on it and it's stupid. It's like that's your opinion. That's totally fine. If that's the way you see it, so what? It's cool. At least you got some of the names in there that deserve to be in that list. But it is gonna be crazy. But I think in a way, I feel like in a way will win.
I do
I
too.
feel like Donaire's run is gonna come to an end. And they faced each other, so I think in a way knows what to expect from Donaire. But Donaire's dangerous. At any given moment, he can land that left hook
But
and
there's a
change.
kryptonite to everybody's fight.
And is in a way.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, you mentioned for me, I think I would just leave in a way somewhere like in the 5.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's just 3. That's what I'm saying. He's 3 right now still. I mean, because he hasn't really moved. He's been 3-4, 3-4. But like I said, until Spence and TC dance, I can't really have those guys in the top 3 or even top 2 yet.
Yeah. So you said you had Charlo at 10,
No, I had Charlo at 6. So
6.
I moved.
Okay.
Yeah, so I moved everybody from 6 down. So like I said, Chocolito's out of my whole list already.
Okay. And then Bival's at number
No, then it
8.
went Loma, then 8, and so then it went some 6. So then 7 Loma, 8 Bivol, and then I had Estrada. No, and then I had Stevenson, then Estrada.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, man, it's hard without me writing it down and looking at it. Like it's just like all over the place. Um, like you said, with Canelo and Usyk, if you don't have them anywhere in 1 or 2, I don't know what the fuck. Like it's either you're hating or you just it's whatever. But again, that's your opinion. If that's the way you feel the list should go, cool. All power to you. I respect it. But it's tough for me now because now you add Charlo's name in there, you have Bival's name in there, and like you said, we're seeing Donaire in a way next week. So what if Donaire does win? Like, do you bump him in there to 10 and then everybody moves back down, or do you take one guy out, add a guy in there? It's crazy. But I'm gonna try to go. Yeah. Again, I'm gonna try to go off without writing this shit down. Again, I have Usyk 1. And yeah, Canelo lost, but he didn't lose his belt. He chose to try to go up to fight at 175 and try to challenge himself. So I'm gonna knock him down to 2. I think I even said in the way 3. Spence was 4. Crawford 5. So those are like my top 5. And then now entering Bivol and Charlo, I feel like you can put Bivol. Actually, I had Fury in there once at one point, but I'm actually gonna take Fury out of the list. And
Yeah, me too. That's what I did. I had to.
yeah, you had to because it's only fair, right? Pound for pound, even if you were like Usyk, you went from cruiserweight to heavyweight. You still unified one of the divisions, and you're moving up to unify one more division, and you're like one belt away from doing it. So that's why I have Usyk in that top 10. So 5 against was Crawford. 6. Here we go. You ready? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add Charlo too, man. I think I have to put Charlo at 6. Loma is gonna still be 7. Actually, you know what? Here we go. I'm gonna actually switch it. I'm gonna give Bivol 7 and Loma 8. And because Loma lost his second to the last fight, or no, he did, yeah, he lost a second to the last fight. So he didn't really do anything like in the top 10 or to defend a belt or fight for a belt. It was more like a comeback fight, which was a good belt, a good fight against Nakatani. I mean, against Comey. So it wasn't too bad of a fight. It was a challenging fight, but since Bivol fought, the pound for pound guy, I'm gonna move Bivol and Loma, switching those up. So Bivol is 7, Loma 8. And as far as 9 and 10, I got Stevenson at 9, and then 10. It's going to be tough between Estrada and Chocolatito, but I still feel like Chocolatito for me could still be in that top 10. But since their last fight, Estrada won, I'm going to have to put Estrada back at 10 and then knock out Chocolatito. It sucks because Chocolatito has impressed, you know what I mean? Even though
he impressed the hell out of me the last fight.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's tough to really say to not want to put him in there, but you have to, or you have to take him out. But Estrada won their last fight. If you're going to go off base, them two facing each other, and which was a pretty recent fight, and then we're going to fight next.
Yeah. Oops.
So no, you're good, bro. So that's what I'm gonna do. I got Chocolatito at 10. I mean, Estrada at 10. So it's still a good list. And it's gonna be interesting to see what happens after next weekend because, of course, Inoue fights. Yeah, man. So good. I feel like our list is pretty good. It's pretty solid. It's pretty fair. Again, it's our opinion, so I hope nobody gets upset with it and tries to make a fucking video out of it. Not that people care about our video, but we're gonna move forward now. So now onto some news that we have. Before we get into news, we know Buatsi and Richards is going to be fighting tonight. I know it really didn't get too much of a buzz.
It really didn't.
And these guys are at 168. So that 168 division is tough. It's solid. You can add any of those guys in there. But this fight I think is gonna go really well. Actually, 175. I take that back. My bad. Because I remember.
Light heavy.
Yeah, my bad. 175 because I remember they were saying that there was a chance that Canelo could get the winner if he beat Bivol. Out of these two guys would have been one of the 3 fights. But this fight doesn't go 12 rounds for me. I think it's going to be no defense. It's going to be all offense. Both guys have power in their hands.
By 7.
Yeah, I'm picking Buatsi by 5 actually, with a total of 3 knockdowns between the two, and the third knockdown being Buatsi. With the final knockout. I know Richards' one of his fights was against Bivol. He did pretty good, but I think Buatsi is a little bit different as far as styles. Buatsi is more of a powerful fighter, and I think he can get the finish. What do you think, Julian?
I completely agree with you. I could just see Buatsi just taking advantage of Richards. Of course, Richards is a come forward fighter. He's a come forward fighter, but I mean that's just tailor made for what Buatsi freaking does.
Mm-hmm.
He has power. He has a lot of power actually. He could put you on your ass either which way, either punch. He has a strong jab. As for Richards, like I said, I mean, if he has a chance at winning this fight, the overhand right is going to be the one to do it.
Yeah, he's got the lightning in that hand.
Yeah, that overhand right is going to have to do it for him. The only way he's going to be able to set that up, too, like I said, I mean, the power of the jab. The power of that damn jab. I don't give a shit who you are. Freaking that jab. I mean, Bivol showed it, too. How many damn jabs that son bitch throw?
Crazy.
In front of Canelo. I mean, it goes to show you, don't go away from your game plan. Go in there with the game plan you worked on. You can use it out. But like I said, I can see Buatsi just ending this before 7. You called 5 maybe. So
yeah, either way, I don't think this goes 12.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it either.
Yeah. All right. And then next news, next to the segment is, we got some Haney news and Ryan Garcia. But as far as the Ryan Garcia, yeah, I mean, I feel like we should talk about this one a little first. Julian, what's going on, man? What is in your mind? What are you thinking?
Oh man, dude, Ryan. Freaking you went from like being like one of my like favorite fighters, upcoming fighters, to not like you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything for the sport right now. You're just calling out people. You're just talking. Yes, a lot of it has to do with freaking Golden Boy. Like I has to do with De La Hoya. You know, and it's just right now. Like I just can't take this kid serious, man. Like I just anything that comes out of their mouth, I can't take it serious, man. It's just a disappointment. It's just a disappointment, man. In boxing, De La Hoya should be ashamed too, being his promoter. We're hearing Javier Fortuna. I even told you the other day. He's gonna fight Javier Fortuna. Watch, I guarantee it. He's gonna freaking skip out in this fight. I believe every single word that comes out of Isaac Cruz's mouth right now, because it is true what Golden Boy does. Yeah. They do a lot of talking. They put a lot of shit on paper that doesn't really attend to what you spoke to in person. What's up, G Funky? What's going on, brother?
Funky. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Who that are going to be watching this? Hey, subscribe, follow G Funky Boxing, and then also the Long Live Boxing. Absolute good shit. I love their thoughts on it. And G Funky likes to actually, after fights, he likes to take live calls. I haven't called yet, but G, I promise one day I will. So go ahead and like and subscribe to these guys, man. They got good boxing content.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, definitely subscribe to these guys. But yeah, like we're saying, man, right now we're just talking about Ryan Garcia, Isaac Q situation. It's just, like I said, it just don't make sense to me what the hell Ryan Garcia is doing. I mean, his last, I guess you could say his last 4 fights have just been freaking horrible.
Yeah, it is disappointing, man.
Like you're supposed to be the king. I mean, king of TikTok. Yes, we know this. But it's right now, bro. You're just upsetting the boxing world, bro. Like you're just. I mean, I'm pretty sure I speak for a lot of people when I say that, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't like seeing what he's doing. We want to see these fights. You want to see these big fights happen. I mean, no matter what you think about Isaac Cruz, that son of a bitch is bad.
Yeah.
And he's a dog. I mean, I don't give a damn if you think he's a B class, C class fighter, or how you think.
That's a pit bull.
Boxing. It's a pit bull, exactly. This dude went after Tank Davis, and all 12 rounds, he took this son of a bitch, all 12 rounds.
Yeah, hey, bro, and you even have some people, even as of like last week, I don't remember who it was, but it was one of the channels or whoever was on Twitter, like, hey, you know what? I still believe Ryan Cruz beat Tank Davis. There's some people that think
Ryan Cruz.
I'm sorry, Ryan Cruz. Isaac Cruz. Hey,
just on the subject, baby.
Top of the morning. I'm sorry, guys.
But like I said, I've seen that too, But I mean, Isaac Cruz. I mean, like I say, he's a pit bull. He's named the pit bull for a reason. Yes, he's lost. He's lost by knockout one fight, But that wasn't really his. That was really his thing. He shied that away and came back stronger and fought Tank Davis to a freaking, like I said, what we thought was a draw.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us thought it was a draw.
At worst.
But like I said, Isaac Cruz did what he had to do that fight. He bullied the bully.
Yeah, man. It is
which is fighting next weekend, by the way.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, staying busy. I'm disappointed with it because last year or 2 years ago now, damn, it's been that long because Ryan Garcia's been active all 2021, pretty much the whole except January. And you know what? And here's another little fact about me and Julian. Me and Julian were going back and forth at one point on Facebook about Ryan Garcia and Tank, who we thought was going to win. And then Bernie, what's up, Bernie? Bernie got on there too, trying to shit on me. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. I respect everybody's opinion. I still think if they were to fight, I still think Tank wins. But it's just disappointing because 2021, I'm going to fight this guy, nothing. I'm going to fight that guy. I'm injured or I'm depressed or whatever it was. Then he comes out 2022. He's like, I'm going to fight Isaac Cruz. Okay, I got it right. Isaac Cruz. Everybody was like, okay, maybe let's see what happens. The fight don't happen. He fights to go. Then now here, again, like we were just talking before we came on, WBC is the one that actually put out that Isaac Cruz and Ryan Garcia is being ordered. And then later on during the week, it gets shut down. They're like, no, it's not going to happen. Actually, both these guys have a fight lined up, not each other though. So I feel again, going back to the post fight with Ryan Garcia, he said, you know what, I'm gonna be realistic. I'm not gonna call these guys out because realistically, it's not gonna happen. And we know why. The powers that be at Golden Boy. You saw what De La Hoya said about Canelo. He said, you know what, that was Eddie Hearn's fault. He shouldn't have made the Canelo versus Bivol. That was stupid. That just right there lets you show exactly what happened with the relationship with Canelo and Golden Boy and Oscar. I'm sure Canelo wanted these fights, and Canelo and Oscar being the promoter didn't want it. He didn't want to lose his cash cow. But look what happens. Nothing happened to Canelo's legacy. Nothing lost. No, Canelo didn't lose anything. He just maybe he's a little hurt, but he's good at 168. He challenged himself again at 175, and everything is fine. That's what we want to see. These guys challenge each other. So it is disappointing that Ryan Garcia will not be fighting Isaac Cruz. And the name out there is Javier Fortuna. Javier Fortuna lost to Jojo Diaz in the last fight. For me and you, we just spoke about this. We said that we'd rather see Jojo Diaz and Ryan Garcia. That to me will be a better, next level fight or an up and coming fight rather than Cruz. Maybe the Cruz fight, he knows, maybe they know how serious that fight is, and maybe they want to make that towards the end of the year. Because if you keep talking about it, I know nobody likes the word marinate, but maybe this is something they want to marinate, and at the end of the year. Because everybody knows, right, Julian, right? You look at Instagram, you look at Twitter, you look at YouTube. Most of everybody's saying, you know what, Ryan Garcia would lose to Isaac Cruz, so they don't want to challenge it now. I feel like they will challenge it at the end of the year.
Yeah, but this dude's been freaking fighting tomato cans for almost his whole fucking life.
Hey,
come on, man. Like,
I'm
God,
sorry.
man.
I'm sorry.
Son of a gun.
Hey, don't yell at me. Don't yell at me.
What's there to marinate? Jesus Christ. This dude marinating in shame. If I was him.
Hey, yo, he's marinating in some Miracle Whip, not even real mayo.
Shit, man. That's
that nasty shit. I'm sorry if you guys like Miracle Whip. I'm sorry, but that shit is nasty as fuck. But yeah, it's disappointing, man. And then sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Julian. But going on to the next subject, Haney's father, Bill Haney, will not be present. Sucks. Yeah. What is your thoughts, Julian? Me and you've been messaging each other pretty much the last 3-4 days about it. What is your thought?
It's like I told you yesterday. I mean, Bill Haney's been his lead trainer this whole camp. It hasn't been nothing different. But to switch it up on you 2 weeks prior, it kind of sucks, I think to me it kind of like ruins your game plan a little bit. The person that actually trained you for this fight, that got you set up for this fight to go to Undisputed. I mean, such a huge caliber fight. But like I said, I mean, felonies and shit like that, they catch up to you. A lot of shit you can't do with them. I got one myself. I mean, a lot of stuff you can't do with them. The only thing I can say with Devin is take everything your dad taught you this last 3-4 months, and and take that heart, take that knowledge into that ring, and do what you have to do to try and win those belts. Because you're going into hostile territory.
Mm-hmm.
A hostile territory in which we saw Pacquiao go into, beat the living crap out of somebody, and still come out the now. Will we see that same kind of thing go on here? If Devin Haney does put a clinic on Cambosos,
mm-hmm.
But the thing with Cambosos, I mean, a lot of people are writing him off. A lot of people are saying, like, oh no, he just the one-time champ, like Theo was. Well, that's just not not it though. Cambosos is gonna be able to cut off the ring in this one.
Yeah.
It's just, but like I said, just going back to the Bill Haney thing. Like I said, I just feel it's gonna play a part. It's gonna play a part in this fight. Not having pretty much your hype man, who has been his dad. I mean, I understand. Yes, Haney's worked a different level of talents. Different level trainers. But like I said, when you're working on something for a certain camp, you're going through that whole thing. It's a learning process for that whole camp. You want to instill that into that fight. So now with Zab Judah's father being in the corner now, does that take a little bit away from him? is the question. Or is Devin just gonna ignore everything he says and try and do what his dad's told him to do? Because each trainer's different. Each trainer's different. Like you're gonna want to teach your style. You're gonna want them to learn your style. But will Devin Haney, will he come in with a switched up style, or will he keep that same style coming into the fight?
Yeah, it sucks, man. In this fight for me, I'm obviously picking. I'm actually, I'm going with Cambosos, but something like struck a chord with me and pulled on my heartstrings a little bit to see the picture of Devin Haney and Bill Haney,
Yeah.
hugging at the airport. His dad not being able to get on, his visa not getting accepted, but I guess they heard it didn't. It's not completely denied, but he obviously wants to be there. So it did hurt me a little bit to see that, man. It did make me a little sad because
Yeah.
I lost my dad, obviously, a couple, like it's been 2 months now. I lost my dad 2 months ago. So I saw, you can see the love that they have for each other. Like Devin Haney and Bill Haney have a really good relationship. I do like the fact that, before this one, Bill Haney is very open to people coming in to his camp and helping his son out. And I didn't know that Bill Haney was pretty much the head trainer for this fight. I would have thought he would have had a couple guys in there. But again, it sucks to see that. It made me pretty sad. It is pretty sad. And then, as far as as far as us speaking yesterday, here at Texas Gunslinger, this is kind of one thing we did mention that it could be. It might be an unfortunate excuse, man.
I've heard it. I've heard no. Now we're getting ready for that one. We're not Texas Gunslinger now. Yeah, it's good. It's good that you said that, man. Because a lot of people will be using this if he does lose. Of course, I kind of hit on the topic yesterday. Is this the reason too? I was talking to George, and I was pretty much asking him. Is this the reason too? It took so long for them to sign the contract. Is this the reason why Haney was trying to fight for it to be here in the States? Because of his dad's visa issues. Because we don't. Like I said, we don't know, but like I said, the fight's happening regardless.
Yeah, thankfully, man, I'm glad it is because we remember you were like, "Hey, I don't think this fight's gonna happen," and then of course, we both go on a little research, and comes to find out later on in the day, Devin Haney lands in Australia. So I'm glad it's still being made. Yes, it sucks his dad's not in his corner because if they do have a good relationship, a lot of people like that. I like it, but you can't help but to think if he loses, that's going to be number one excuse right there. He didn't have his dad in his corner. But to me, I feel like that shouldn't be an excuse because, he even said, hey, I'm going to knock him out in 6. He's going in there with this passion, this fire. He wants to knock him out, this and that. That could be also like, some fuel for your fire, knowing that you don't have your dad there and you want to impress, but also it could also shoot you in the foot. You're fighting off emotion. That's one of the things that they talk about when you go in the ring. Like,
you can't fight with emotion at all.
Breathe. Try to be calm. Yeah, your nerves are going to be high. His nerves are going to be super high because you don't have his dad in his corner. So it's going to, even though Bill Haney can't get in there and throw punches for Devin, like I still feel like this would be like number one excuse on the list of excuses if this fight is not to be if this fight is not to happen. Chicano, what's going on, bro? Yeah, what up? You guys are on the grind early. Yes, we are, man. If you missed it, we did not get to come on last night. I was at a graduation at our local baseball stadium. I was not expecting a big event. I'm not even going to exaggerate. There was more than like 600 people there. It took like an hour and a half to get out of there. Everybody in the car was hungry, tired, fussy. I was getting cussed at, even from the 2-month-old baby, like, Dad, let's get home. So it didn't happen last night, but I do have the rest of the schedule for the shows, and we'll stick to regular, programming. And here we are early in the morning, grinding it out.
Yeah, grinding out before the fight tonight.
Yeah, before the fight tonight. Again, once that fight happens next week, we'll have a breakdown on it, what we think, how it's going to happen. But, just a little breaking news with the Haney subject. I just hope it doesn't make any excuses, but we know there will be excuses. Again, Bill Haney can't throw punches for Devin. So Devin Haney he's a grown ass man. He knows what he's got to do, go in there. And as far as the trainer change, I don't think Joel will try to step on Bills and toes, but I think he'll be in there just in case Devin does face adversity. He'll be in there to kind of guide him through, be the second pair of eyes in the ring. But I don't think he'll try to make him do something that he doesn't want to do. So it's going to be interesting to see how the fight plays out next week.
It will. It really will.
Yeah.
I mean, mid fight we're gonna know where Devin is next in 2 weeks.
Absolutely, man.
And we'll know where he is mentally. But like I said, I mean, just really wish his pops could have been there. I mean, yeah, I know he wishes his pops could be there. But like I said, I mean, hey, life goes on. I mean, time to either bring another championship home to America or freaking fight your ass off trying to get it here.
Yeah. Hey, we agree with you. We agree with you, Chicano. It's the same thing we said. We want to see what happens with Yoel in his corner. You know, his instructions. Hey, he's really passionate. I remember,
he is.
You see what it was when he was yelling at Zab Judah against Mayweather. He was chewing his ass out. But, you know, after, you know, so we know last weekend with Castano and Charlo fighting, Spence was in the crowd. He was asked from Jim Gray, you know, hey, how close is this fight to be made? Do you guarantee that this fight is going to happen? But it's being talked about again. Julian, what's up? Talk to me.
No, man, I'm hearing TC wants more than Spence. Is the question too. Right now, I mean, I know they've both agreed on having it outside of Dallas. I know that's been agreed upon, you know, which will be in Vegas. You know, but I'm hearing TC's kind of making it a little hard right now. He's wanting more than Earl Spence, but I mean, you have one strap, bro, right now. Just like Shakur had to do with Oscar. You gotta have to do the same thing. Yeah, you're literally gonna have to do the same thing, bro. You're gonna have to take less money. Just like Bob Arum said, I mean, I'm starting to believe it more and more now that you're really hard to work with. You know, and I mean, right now it's just kind of, I mean, I understand you feel, yes, you're in the top rankings and some people's rankings, this and that, you know, I understand that. But you have to realize, too, the level of talent you fought versus the level of talent Spence has fought right now is, Spence has this level on you right now currently, even though I have you ranked above him currently in the rankings. You know, it's right now Spence is completely ace. He could do what the fuck he wants. You know, that's all I could say right now. A lot of people won't agree with me on that. A lot of people would, you know, but it's just the truth of the matter is, you know, Spence is the ace side. I could see the 50% revenue on the pay-per-view. Yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine with me. You know, that's fine with me right there. I mean, he's well deserved of it, and we damn well know that's gonna sell.
Yeah. Hey, you know, real quick before you finish. So the pay-per-view revenue, right? I agree with you. I think that should be the thing they do, split 50-50. And because Spence's numbers have been dropping every fight that he's happened. I mean, even though they weren't pay-per-view, they have been pay-per-view, but the viewership has been dropping. And it's because he's not fighting who we're asking to fight in Crawford. So I think this what I hear will help them out. This fight is the fight that wants to be made. And you know, I'm gonna let you finish. I think that is a really good point. I didn't think about it till now, but yeah, I think 50-50 should happen for these guys' pay-per-view numbers.
Yeah, and technically, I think the contract should really state the winner gets 60, the loser gets 40.
It's fair.
That's. I mean, me personally, that's what it should be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it shouldn't be. Oh, I want 50-50. Fuck that shit. I mean, you lose, you're gonna get this cut. You win, you're a high horse. You got your shit. Go ahead. Again, you get the 60%. Here's your 50% revenue of your pay-per-views, your endorsements pay you out, whatever.
Yep.
You know, but right now, if I'm promotion management, that's what I'll be pretty much instilling into this whole thing. Like this ain't no 50-50 nothing. You know, other than pay-per-view. You know, other than pay-per-views, but this just gotta happen that way. 60-40, winner.
Yeah, no, you're right, man. And as much as I'm a TC fan, I agree. I think that Spence should, you know, get the bigger purse. But there should be something in the contract. The winner, you know, gets the loser's portion of it. But you know, again, you said Spence does have most of the bouts. He did fight the last guy to get that bout from was against Ugas. So I think that's the only fair thing. I do like the idea of of them doing 50-50 on pay-per-view because they will. So yeah, let me see. Chicano put something in here right now. Yeah, Chicano, you're absolutely right, man. I think that to me is the most logic thing, that they do. The winner does get the lion's share, and he put I can't even remember the last time that happened. And the same thing
I thought the Fury Dylan White fight was like that. The winner
was it?
got the yeah.
Hmm.
That was on the contract. I read it over. I'm pretty sure. I'm right now. I'm about 90% sure that's what the contract was. The winner got, or it was a knockout bone. It was something like that. But I know the winner got so much, then the loser got the other half.
Yeah,
But yeah, but like I said, I could be wrong. But like I said, but yeah, I mean, it's only right for in any fight, honestly. I mean, especially now that everybody wants a piece of the pie. Of the bigger fighters. I mean, it's man, just if you're gonna want that pie, I mean, okay, 60-40, homie.
yeah,
60-40, you wanna come get it? If you can come get my 60 from me.
yeah. And we obviously know that's what's stalling this fight from being
It
official
is.
is the numbers. We both know these guys want it. They're like, yes, the fight's gonna happen. And Crawford even said, you know what? I don't want to fight Thurman. I don't need a. He called Thurman a tune-up. He's like, I don't
Huh.
want to fight Thurman next. You know who I want to fight, and it's Spence. Um, with if this fight is to be made, there's a new face, or he's not a new face, but a dangerous person at 147.
Boots.
He fought last week as well. Um,
Boots.
no, here's the question. I think for Boots, what does he do next? And the second part of that question is, does Boots fight the winner in 2023? Julian, what do you see Boots happening after now in
No, he's
2021? I mean 2022. Who does he fight now? And do you see him actually fighting the winner next year in 2023?
it's a possibility of happening. I see him fighting Thurman first. I want to see Thurman and him go at it, just to see, because we haven't seen Ennis pretty much against a high level tier, like tier talent. I guess you could say Thurman's been up there. He's already been championship caliber level.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in those caliber fights already. Yes, it's kind of a little hard for him to sell, but I think a fight like this, of course, don't put it on pay-per-view unless it's on the undercard, of something else, but that's something I would definitely watch. So PBC, just take notes. No pay-per-view for this one. Put it on freaking Showtime or do something,
Yeah.
But I would like to see Boots face Thurman, or even a Danny Garcia, possibly. We're
I
hearing
think
Danny Garcia too. We're hearing Danny Garcia too wants to make a comeback.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I think if the money's right, maybe
yeah.
maybe
Oh, I think so too. I really think that's the only reason Danny Garcia would come, take a fight like this. But yeah, I mean, Boots is a different caliber, man. He has some power. The kid, he's talented. He's talented, bro, and he can do what he does.
hmm I think as far as everybody grading this kid and where he has him at, everybody says, you know what, he passes the eye test. He does what he's supposed to against the caliber of fighters he's fighting. I think everybody wants to see what happens when he gets hit back. How does he react? Does he react like a fighter or something else? As for me, those two questions, I think yes, the Keith Thurman fight should happen next. I don't think we'll see him fighting Virgil Ortiz next. I don't think we'll see maybe, um, you know, the TC or Crawford winner now. That um, I I think another good fight, um, which could be made because it is under the same umbrella, would be against Stanionis. Stanionis needs
He
a
needs a big fight too. He
he
needs a
needs a
big
big
fight
fight
too.
too, and this would be a crazy fight because I think okay, I'll put it this way. Now I'm thinking about it. Stanionis would be a dangerous fight because dude could take a shot and he gives out great and he can fucking hit. So
He has
I
an
think
output too. He
yeah, he
has an
has
output box.
he smothers you. So I think what would happen would be Thurman first, and then maybe Stanionis. That's my plan for him in 2022. But yeah, I think Teddy Ellis said it best. You know what? So this is a good analogy. He said he does like Boots. He thinks Boots is going to be great. He goes, but he likes to use the pond and the ocean analogy. He's like, we've seen him eat up all the small fish, little frogs, whatever, in a small pond. He took over a pond. Now let's see him in the ocean. It's time to put him in the ocean with some of the big sharks, the bigger fish. Let's see what he does when it's time to get tested. and we all agree with that. The winner, I think next year, it's going to be tough to really see because we know that Spence is talking about moving up to 154. And same thing with Crawford. Crawford said that he would like to beat Spence first, go up to 154, and fight Charlo. But if they were to stick to 147, I really don't think I see that fight happening. I think with once these two guys leave, that opens up the floodgates for the next guy is at 147. You know, the Virgil Ortiz, the Conor Benz, the Stayonis, you know, Boots. You have these guys that are up next that are up to take over the 147 division. So I think once these two guys leave, you know, we see the new faces there. So yeah, I think Boots had a great performance. He did what he was supposed to do against an opponent, you know, of that magnitude. But let's see what happens with him next year. And now to our last subject, you know, tonight's fight, Arizona's own from Phoenix, Benavidez, Lemieux. Julian, break this down.
You know, it's pretty cool though. I had actually funny as hell, dude. I had a cool conversation with Say Benavidez the other day. It was a small one. It was cool as hell. You know, I told him, well, I hadn't seen them for a long time, you know, and you know, David, and of course I've known David since he was coming up, you know, younger. He was a fat boy. Like some people call him, you know, the fat boy. They used to call him the fat boy, but I mean the boy's where he is now. Of course David, you know, he's gonna show out tonight. He's gonna do what he has to do, beat David Lemieux. Of course, David Lemieux's a name in the boxing world. You know, he may not be the greatest, you know, but yes, he is the name. He could cause some fireworks in some fights. He does have some power. He has fought in the likes, you know, of people like Triple G. You know, he's been in there with the caliber. You know,
You stop Rosado.
yeah, he stopped Rosado. Yeah, exactly. You know, and it's just, I mean, David. I mean, of course, he's gonna put an output that we know he's gonna do. He's gonna. I have this really by knockout. This isn't gonna go past 8 rounds. You know, at least I think so. I don't see it going past 8 rounds. I hope this does set up bigger things for him. I would like to see him go after some names now after this fight. Of course, we all know Charlo. We want to see him go after Charlo possibly.
Yep, against
You
Maul.
know, well, big Charlo, yeah. Freaking, you know, this is Jesus Lord. I mean, just so much to 68 right now. He can even go to 175 and compete. I think.
Yeah.
You know,
What did
he
what did you
can.
think about his, what did you think about his weigh-in? Speaking of 168, did he look drained to you? I mean, he made the weight by 2 pounds.
2 pounds, yeah, but no, he's been in shape, bro. He's just been in shape. He's been taking this camp pretty serious. You know, as you can see, all the fighters coming out of Benavidez camp have been great. I mean, look at Rayo last week. That's another fight I'd like to see. Rayo and freaking and
Ryan.
Ennis, bro. Or even like a freaking Ryan Garcia fight.
Yeah, I think yeah, you're right. Ryo is always I follow him. I'm sure you follow him too. He's
Yeah,
always calling Ryan.
always. Like, he's cool as
Lion
hell,
Ryan.
bro. Yeah, but I can see him kicking the shit out of Ryan Garcia. I
Yeah,
really
right.
can. Eric, I really can. Like, I really can. Like, and if Ryan does get the win, it's gonna be a deserved win. You know, like I really think that's the heart Rayo has. You know, in that division. But like I said, I mean, David Benavidez, man, he's, like I said, cool dude, man. Him and Jose, their dad, they're all good people, man. Their camps are very cool. La Bandera Roja, like I said, they got to take it tonight, man. That's the
Yeah.
only thing I could break down is just David Lemieux. The only way to stop this guy is lead off the jab. After the jab, you know, go to the left hook, man. He has a beautiful left hook. A lot of things that David Benavidez is prone to is getting hit a lot by the left hook.
Hmm.
You know, left hook has his body, but he could take a lot of body shot, a lot of body work. So, I mean, what's your take on it, George? I mean, how do you see this playing out?
Yeah. Um, love your take. Chicano obviously says the same thing. He sees the Indian in knockout.
Hmm.
Shout out Chicano real quick. You guys that are listening, or if you guys catch this episode later on, go ahead and subscribe to Chicano. We like to go back and rescore some past fights. Like and subscribe to Chicano, my brother. I mean, the dude has great he has great input, great knowledge of boxing, and then also something that he's been starting to do. I actually came on last weekend. He does the immediate reaction to the fight. We did the Charlo last weekend, like literally like 5 minutes after that fight happened. I came on. I had the white headphones on with the baby in my arm, So I wanted to get my input on it or my immediate reaction. So if you guys after tomorrow, after the fight, after the fight happens later on tonight, log on to Chicano's page, and if you want to jump on, he lets you come on. Great,
Yeah.
great stuff. Julian, come on, come aboard. But this fight,
Yeah,
man.
every time you guys go on, sometimes during the damn day.
No, it's gonna be tonight. There better not be no goddamn excuses. No damn excuses, Julian. I know you're awake. I know you're awake right after, but yeah, I know you're right. I know it's tough to sometimes get on. I know you wanted to come on before, you just couldn't. You're a hardworking man. Your days off from the weekend. Luckily for me, either I go in at night or I got some weekdays off.
Yeah.
But this fight, Lemieux and Benavidez, I think this is going to be kind of like a good stylistic match. I'm not going to say it's going to be a Castano and Charlo type of fight, but I think Lemieux will land some shots. But it's only going to go so far because Lemieux does come forward, which is going to be it's going to fall right into Benavidez's lap.
It's built for him.
It's built for him. Yeah, styles make fights. Everybody says Lemieux has been winning. I think like his last 5-6 fights. I don't remember who his last fight was against, but he's been on a winning streak.
Five fight win streak since he last lost to what the hell's his name?
Triple G.
Triple G. Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad. Hey, he all he knows right now is that he's been winning. He's been tasting the victory. He hasn't lost since then, which is good to see. But I think he will have his moments where he does land a shot. Everybody's gonna get all excited and be like, "Oh shit!" Lemieux. He exposed Benavidez, or either gonna be like, "Oh, he exposed Benavidez. Benavidez isn't who he said he was." Blah blah blah. That bullshit. It's boxing. You're gonna fucking get hit. So everybody throw that shit out the fucking window. That will happen. That's what happens in boxing.
Yep, get hit. Like I said, there's no such thing as get hit and not get hit. I don't give a shit what you say. Mayweather got hit plenty.
Yeah, he did.
He got hit plenty, and don't tell me shit that he didn't get hit, that's why he didn't lose. Nah, bull crap. That's the reason when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, that son of a bitch was battling it out with everybody, bro. I don't give a shit who you were. He don't give a shit who you were. As soon as he started making the money Mayweather came, that's when the change came.
Yeah, it did, man.
But like I said, it's a hit sport. You're gonna get hit. I don't give a shit who you are.
Yeah. So Benavidez is gonna get hit. Lemieux does have a great left hook. I think that will be his money shot. Like if something, the heavens fall, fucking hell freezes over, that's gonna be the shot that Benavidez.
Not in Phoenix. It's 100 degrees.
Hey, fuck, that shit's hot. But that would be the shot. I think his money shot would be the left hook. And I feel like Benavidez does get hit. He will be open with the left hook. His hands are a little bit low. He likes to throw like straight shots. He doesn't like to come back to the chin right away. But I think he could land a left hook. But I don't think he's gonna do something to stop this train coming. The train Benavidez, La Roja Bandera.
No, La Bandera Roja.
Whatever the fuck, it's a red bandana.
What is this? What is this? Head of the salsa? Okay,
yeah, but he's not going to be able to stop Benavidez. I agree with you. I don't think this one is going to go past 8. But Lemieux will have his moments a little early. And as far as next, what's going to happen for Benavidez? 168 is wide open.
It's open for everybody. Open.
Yeah, it's not just wide open. It's like there's plenty of fights to be made. Could it be the Canelo fight there? Even David Morale's been calling him out. David Morales even said, "You know what? How come you're not mentioning my name?" And Benavidez answered right back. And Morales, they've been kind of going back and forth on Twitter. That would be a fight. That would be cool. That would be pretty dope to see. Morales,
it would be a good fight, but David Morales, I think, would last 10 rounds.
You don't think?
I think he's a good fighter, bro. He's a damn good fighter, but I
don't know
where he's at right now. I just don't see him going. He can't pull a full 12 with him.
He hasn't hit me pull full 12.
That's what I'm saying. Well, who he's fought.
Look, because Benavidez fought.
Yeah, true that. But I'm saying, at least some of these guys are bigger name calibers than Morales fought. They have more names,
Sure, but this is what? Morales is kind of like the 168 Boots Ennis. For me. He's been blowing these guys out that he's supposed to blow out. The skill's obviously there. You see him doing good stuff. He's a southpaw. I think he's fast. He's a Cuban fighter. So I think that I'm not saying that it won't go 12, but I think that would be a crazy fight because I don't think neither guy will back down. I don't know. I don't want to pick a winner, but I don't. I mean, I'm not gonna say
I
that.
could see Benavidez. I could see winning that by 10 though.
I don't.
I really can. I
Uh,
can. And the only reason I'm just saying from a corner standpoint of what I've already seen from Morel. You know, and
he
that's
hasn't
I'm,
really had
I'm
to do
just
anything besides win. He's been beating everybody the way he's supposed to. And yeah, you're saying we could say that Benavidez. I mean, who is Benavidez' biggest win? I mean, it's going to most likely be tonight.
tonight. Yeah, tonight
Most
for
likely
sure.
tonight. Yeah, but before that, who is there? I mean, there was
What the hell's his name? When he
Richards, but
before
Richards
he, yeah,
Richards
this is before he lost
was
his title, right?
oh man, Caleb
I think
Truatt.
that. Yeah,
Oh,
Caleb Tripp. Yeah, Caleb Tripp.
was it
True. Yeah, that Trake. Whatever his name is.
Truatt?
Yeah, freaking. Yeah, Truex. That guy.
Hey, you're right, Texas, and that's exactly what I'm saying. Like he has the boots and his visuals, right? Like he's beating these guys, and he's the way he's supposed to. Same thing with
True.
Benavidez. He's beating the guys he's supposed to beat the way he's supposed to. But we're gonna really see what these guys are made of once they fight top caliber fighters. And I'm not saying that it's going to be a blowout between Morale and Benavidez, but it would be a highly competitive fight because Morale can fight really well off the back foot as well. He's a southpaw.
The Cuban.
He's Cuban. So yeah, you're right. I think you're completely right. These guys be looking like killers until they step up in competition, and
It
we've
is.
seen it plenty of times.
And yeah, well, like I said, we'll find out if that fight ever happens. I mean, as we get closer to it, or if it does ever happen, like I said, we'll talk about it
Yeah,
more.
we'll talk about it. But yeah, the division
Like I said,
is wide open. There's fights that we can made, and Charlo and Benavidez are saying that they will be next. Let's see.
yep.
I'm not gonna completely fucking jump on the ball.
I'm not gonna jump. I'm not gonna jump on the big Charlo wagon yet because he hasn't fought shit.
Hey, and and speaking of Charlo, like Jermel, he impressed me very much. He made me a fan, bro. I'm not saying that I hated his style or I didn't respect what he does in the ring, but he made me a
Yeah.
fan. You could throw my name under the list of guys that like Jermel. He showed toughness, he showed grit, he fucking finished the fight. He did what you wanted to see with a guy under the spotlight,
You just
under
have
the
to finish fights.
under
Finish
the
your damn fights.
circumstances of what it was. They're fighting for the unification. He didn't want to let that shit go to the. He didn't want to let that go at all to the judges' scorecard or into the judges' hands. He took it into his own hands, and he showed he showed his versatility. He showed his tools. He showed what he could do. He boxed off the back foot. He adjusted. He threw a harder jab. He was going to the body. I'm impressed with Jermel. I mean, I know people don't like what they do outside the ring in the press conferences, and I agree.
I am. I'm impressed with Jamal.
Yeah, very impressed.
Not so much Jamal.
Until then, yeah.
Until he gets a fight like he just like this just happened right now. Until a caliber fight happens for him, he's gonna be in my shit list. Until then, though, Mal's he's gonna be higher up. He's gonna be way. He's already faced the adversity, like we said. He's already lost the one. He don't give a shit about losing now. He just wants to come back and win. I mean, same mindset as Canelo.
Yeah, he's 2-2 right now on rematches.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was thinking about this too. I think when he fights whoever he fights next, I think he's gonna listen to his corner. He's gonna make the right adjustments, and he's gonna go with the game plan, and not just go in there and try to outpoint the guy. Like he has the power to go out there and finish whoever he fights. So I think we're gonna see a different Charlo. I don't think he wants to. This is a second rematch. I don't think he wants to rematch anybody. I mean, if he has to, I'm sure he will, but I don't think he wants to do that. I think we will see a different Charlo for me.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, as long as listen to his corner, Derek James, man, he's fine.
Derek James,
just listen to the damn dude, man. He knows what he was talking about. And just say Charlie even mentioned it. He didn't listen to Derek James the first fight, which got him to a lot of trouble. This fight right here, he actually followed up after being hit. He freaking came back with the combinations, which were landing huge on Castano. But like I said, man, just Charlo 154, just stay there, bro. I mean, like I said, there's nothing for you at 160 at all. I mean, that's the reason your brother stayed there for so long, because just there was nobody there to fight other than Canelo and them. But they were fighting each other. They were fighting the bigger dogs in. Charlo didn't want that smoke. He had his time at 160 to do it. He didn't do it.
He had the chance.
He had the chance
to do it.
Well, like I said, man, it's gonna be a fun night in boxing, fun day. Right now, as you can say, the zone starts right now at 10 o'clock, I think.
Real quick, man. Just real quick. Thank you, Chicano. Hey, thank you. You know, I'll take my flowers right now. I almost did call it perfectly. I did say exactly
Uh,
what was going to happen. So did you, Julian. So I'm not gonna take the full credit. But I was on Chicano's Al Chile, and I said it was almost dude. When he went down in the 10th round, I'm like the way he got up. I'm like, there's 30 seconds. If he gets past these 30 seconds, I'm gonna be able to have the bragging rights to say that Charlo did it in 11, but he stopped him in 10. I was almost there. But yeah, thank you, Chicano.
yeah, yeah, we're there. Now we said it was gonna end early. You said it was gonna end by 11. It wasn't
Yeah,
gonna go 12. It
it
was
did
not.
not. It did not, man. So
It
yeah,
was not.
Julian, man, good show as always, guys. Again, we apologize it didn't happen yesterday, but we did put out the schedule on Twitter. So if anybody that's new to us, we're down at the bottom here. You can see our Instagram and our Twitter handles there. Go
Yeah.
ahead and like, subscribe.
Let me get a
Merch.
shout out. Let me get a shout out real quick. Everybody that competed in Vegas last weekend, freaking hey, congratulations to the winners. From Reyes. The boxing gym, little Sergio, and of course we have Adrian that won out of Reyes boxing. I know Devin from Brawler went to the championships, but I think he lost that one. But like I said, everybody that competed, Jocelyn, the Gator brothers, all you guys, man, you guys, like I said, everybody y'all showed out. Nick, you guys showed out, man. Like I said, on to the next tournament for you guys. Like I said, we're proud of you guys. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everybody here in Tucson, all your fighters, the young fighters here, just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
I
absolutely,
like
man. Congratulations to you guys going out there. You're not going to win all of them, and that's the perfect. That's what it is in the amateurs. You know what I mean? It's a learning experience. Who knows? You might lose your first 3 or 4, and then win your next 205
Yeah,
amateur fights, and then on to the professionals. So that's what happens. All the greats do it. All the greats, except maybe Lomachenko, lost like one fight out of 350. But that's a special guy. But hey, you're gonna lose some. You're gonna win some. Don't give up. Keep fucking grinding hard. You're gonna
grinding,
get that win.
please.
You're gonna get that win. And
Yeah,
shout out to you guys, man. But yeah, they were at the bottom. Instagram, Twitter, merch coming soon. I would say here in the next couple months once I figure out all this shit. Combat
I
for
got,
Hope.
I got, yeah. Combat for Hope, man. We're actually like it's really getting a little closer for me to freaking getting closer to getting an event going on here pretty soon, guys. So like I said, we're gonna have some news for you probably in the coming months or come next couple months or so.
Absolutely.
I'm just trying to iron out some stuff. Trying to get some things going on here.
Yeah,
Hopefully we can get some of our buddies on here to come through. Like Chicano Prophet. For these. G Funk. Maybe even Mr. KO Kenny himself, man.
D
Freaking
Styles.
shout out to
Yeah,
KO
man.
Kenny though.
And just like anything in life, it's a process. I know we want this shit to happen overnight, but it will not happen overnight. We just gotta do what we have to do, take our steps to eventually one day we'll look back on this maybe a year or two later and be like, dude, look at the hard work we put into this shit. Like it's gonna be rewarding, pat ourselves on the back, whatever it is, like that's it. Just like these younger kids out here, amateurs, grind it out. That's exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to grind this shit out. We do have a full time life. We both work. We have kids. You're having a kid. I just had a kid. So
Okay.
it's a little tough. If this shit can happen overnight, I would be happy if it happened overnight. But we're
Definitely.
moving as fast as we can. Be patient with us, guys. Again, if we don't come on when we're supposed to, we apologize. But our schedule's out for the rest of the month. By the end of next week, I'll have the schedule for June. And then, if anybody wants to come on, like I said, there's our Instagram, there's our Twitter, or even in the comments, you want to come on, let me know. We
Yeah.
could throw out the StreamYard. You guys want to jump on with us. So,
Exactly.
yeah,
You
man,
know.
good fights this weekend. Julian, you said it's at 10 o'clock, so I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna like I said, it's gonna be a good weekend in fighting.
Yeah.
Good weekend. Like I said, I mean, not as big as last weekend. Or next week is gonna be. It's gonna be a fun one next week. So next week's episode is gonna be a fun one because that one everybody's been waiting for the last 8 months. Since the Raleigh got in trouble, but whatever.
Yeah.
But like I said, just shout out to everybody. Thank you, everybody. Tucson Boxing World. The Combat for Hope Foundation. Like I said, if you guys, any of these kids you feel somebody's getting out of hand, somebody don't have the right leadership. any young adult, feel free to contact George or myself. And so we're trying to get these kids or in like into these gyms, change some life. We have a couple gyms ready that are want to partner with us for this. So, from MMA to boxing, I mean, just I would really like I said, if you have any questions about this, how to donate, anything like that, just let me know,
Yep.
and we can go from there.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Julian, absolutely beautiful. I love what we do.
Yep.
You have yourself a good one. Like I said, Chicano, I know you'll be going live. Julian, please
Most
come along.
likely, I'll be here. I'll be here tonight. I'll be there tonight. If you can, like I
Come
said, just
along.
wait for that fight tonight.
Everybody
Let's do
else,
it.
again, like, subscribe, go follow us on Instagram, Twitter, follow us on YouTube. Great talking boxing. This is me signing off. Julian,
Do it.
thank you,
Boxing
everybody.
world. Stay classy.
Stay classy, Arizona.
Later on, man.